Shabbat Shalom and honor and glory to Father Yahweh, the only true God, the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, the God and Father of Yahweh Shai, the Messiah, the tribe of Judah, of the nation of Israel, the scattered nation, according to Bible prophecy, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All glory and honor be to Father Yahweh and to his son, Messiah, the prophet, the high priest, and the soon coming king of the planet Earth. Blessings and honor and glory to their name. Greetings also to the Israelite people who are scattered into the four corners of the earth, according to the prophecies of this book, the Bible. Greetings to the 144,000 among them who are being groomed to make a call, a final call to the chosen ones in the four corners of the earth out of the system that is Babylon. Greetings. And to the Gentiles who have answered the call, who have come and grabbed hold of the skirt of the Hebrews to join with Father Yah in his perfect righteousness. Greetings. Greetings also to the chat, Diamond Holdings, Heavenly Garden, Brother Ruel. Brother Ruel, we're looking forward to hanging out tomorrow. Akmar, Superstar, Sister Daniels, Sister Wade, Brother Gary Joseph, Brother David Harry over in London, Only One Way, Brother Mark over in Ireland. Praise the Most High Yah for all of you. Where's Akawan Banya? I don't see him yet. I'm sure he'll be here. And then all of them and their family. Yes, yeah. I'm thinking 6:30, but maybe we should make it 7. I wanted to talk to you about that because then we can make sure we see the whole finishing of the game. But we'll talk about that. But I was thinking 7. But tell me what you think, brother. We'll go with the consensus. You and Brother Alex, we'll talk about that. Yasha, Brother Chaplain Lewis, Extreme Art. Greetings from Jamaica. Greetings, April Buck. Isha Shama and her husband Shama. Greetings. Blessings and honor and glory to Father Yah. We have been studying Deuteronomy. We went through 10 chapters of the book of Deuteronomy. And we see that the Most High requires his chosen ones to be obedient to him and to his covenant. He makes provision for our obedience by giving us access to the Spirit, his Spirit, the 7 spirits that are before his throne, which represent the Spirit of the Father, the Spirit of perfect righteousness that comes through his chosen representation, Messiah Yahweh Shai. The Bible tells us, time past, the Father spoke to our fathers by his servants, the prophets, but have in these last days spoken to us through his Son, who has made heir of all things, by whom he has made the worlds. Praise the Most High. And so we are reading book of Deuteronomy, and we're in chapter 11. Now, interesting thing we're going to see in the book of Deuteronomy, we're going to see the Father expressed through Moses to us, our fathers, to children of Israel, how his eye is always on the land of chosen land of Canaan, the land of Israel, the chosen place. His eye, he said, even before they got there, every year, all the time, his eye is on that land. So today I want to examine, by the grace of the Most High, a little bit, why might his eye be on that land all the time? Now, for this, I want to start off with Abraham in Genesis chapter 22. Genesis chapter 22. Genesis chapter 22. Genesis chapter 22. Let's look at the word of the Most High. Genesis chapter 22. All right, going to begin at verse 1 of Genesis chapter 22. And it came to pass after these things that the Most High did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son, Yishak, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. So he called Isaac his son, and he expressed thine only son. Now wait, Abraham did have another son, Ishmael. He did have another son. Matter of fact, we know later he had a whole bunch of sons. Why did he call Isaac his only son? Since he had other children, especially at that time, he definitely had Ishmael. He may or may not have had the other ones, but he definitely had Ishmael. Well, why did he call Isaac his only son whom thou lovest? Because he said, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That's right. Isaac is the chosen seed. He's the promised son. And he told Abraham, I want you to go, and he gave him a specific place. He said, go to Moriah, and I want you to offer him on Mount Moriah, your only son. Okay. Now, they went. Then, verse 7. Let's start at verse 7. And I'm going to read from verse 7 down to verse 18. Genesis 22 from verse 7 to verse 18. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I, my son. And he said, behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Now look, I want to let y'all know, Isaac wasn't no little baby. Isaac could have refused to become this sacrifice. But when Abraham explained to him that he was going to be the sacrifice, he relented and was going to allow his father to slay him on an altar as a sacrifice for sin. He was going to allow his father to slay him on Mount Moriah. Let's keep reading. And Abraham said, my son, Yah will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went, both of them together. What did Abraham say? He said, Yah is going to provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. Okay. Verse 9. And they came to the place which Yah had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar upon the wood. See, his son was going to allow himself to be sacrificed at his father's command. Listen carefully. His son, the promised son, was going to allow himself to be sacrificed for sin on Mount Moriah at his father's command. Okay? So, let's continue. Verse 10. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here am I. And he said, lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest Yah, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of the place Yahweh Yireh, or Yahweh Yarah, as it is said, to this day, in the mount of Yahweh it shall be seen. So Mount Moriah was called the Mount of Yahweh because he was about to offer his son there. And he said, in the mount of Yahweh, it shall be seen. Okay. And the angel of Yahweh called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time. Watch this. And said, by myself have I sworn. You see, brother, I love this part. You know what? The Father can't, he's the Most High, right? He can't swear by, and he said, I have to swear by myself because there's none higher. He said, I got to swear by my own name because there's none higher. So he said, by myself have I sworn, saith Yahweh, for because thou hast done this thing and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee. And in multiplying, I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. By myself I have sworn that thy seed shall possess the gate. Listen again. Let me just make sure y'all understand this. This ain't no spiritual Israel. This is bloodline. He said, by your seed, I'm going to bless the whole earth. Because you offered your son, and your son willfully went to offer himself on Mount Moriah for sin. Wait a minute. That was Mount Moriah, right? That was Mount Moriah. Okay. Let's go to 2 Kings. 2 Kings. 2 Kings, I think it's chapter 3. 2 Kings chapter 3. 2 Kings chapter 3. 2 Kings. I'm sorry, 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles. Yeah. 2 Chronicles chapter 3. 2 Chronicles chapter 3, beginning at verse 1. 2 Chronicles chapter 3, beginning at verse 1. I'm going to read just verse 1. Watch what it says. 2 Chronicles chapter 3, verse 1. Then Solomon began to build the house of Yahweh. Watch now. Then Solomon began to build the house of Yahweh at Jerusalem in Mount Moriah, where Yahweh appeared unto David his father, in the place that David had prepared in the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. So David had a special place on Mount Moriah that he bought from Ornan the Jebusite. It was on that spot that Solomon was told to build the temple. Wait a minute. What about this thing with David? What about that? All right. First Chronicles. What is this? First Chronicles chapter 21. First Chronicles chapter 21. David has sinned against the Most High. And the Most High brought a plague on the whole nation because David sinned against the Most High. And David was sorry about his sin. He was totally sorry about his sin. And he really was pleading with the Most High. And notice, I want to show you, because where was the sin? Watch. First Chronicle chapter 21. And I'm going to go from verse 1 to verse 7. And Asatan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, go number Israel from Beersheba even to Dan, and bring the number of them to me that I may know it. And Joab answered, Yahweh make his people 100 times so many more as they be. But my master, the king, are they not all Yahweh's servants? Why then doth my Lord or my master require this thing? Why will he cause a trespass to Israel? See, they were supposed to never be numbered. Only people numbered in Israel were the men of war. That's it. The populace was not supposed to be numbered. If you wasn't in the army, you wasn't supposed to be numbered. Wait a minute. Remember in Revelation? Remember that? It said, a numberless multitude, a multitude which no man could what? Could number. Not just because there was a lot of them, but why? Because they're not supposed to be numbered. The only number was 144,000. The rest of them were not supposed to be numbered. It's not because there's no number to match them as the stars of heaven. That's true too, but it's because they're not supposed to be numbered, which no man could number. Okay? So David decided to number. I want a census of the children of Israel. Have you noticed that all of the Abrahamic religions, so-called, they always try to number how many they are? You know, this one got 1 billion, this one got 300 million. They're always trying to tell you how big they are. You know what? That's a sign of the heathen. We don't need to know how many Hebrew Israelites there are. We don't need to know that number. We don't need to know it. No, we don't. You're not supposed to number Israel. See, That's what the heathen do. That's not what we do. We don't need to know how many of us they are. No, no. See what happened here? All right, let's keep reading. Verse 4. Nevertheless, the king's word prevailed against Joab. Wherefore Joab departed and went throughout all Israel and came to Jerusalem. And Joab gave the sum of the number of the people to David. And all they of Israel were 1,000, 100,000 men that drew the sword. And Judah was 410,000 men that drew the sword. But Levi and Benjamin counted he not among them, for the king's word was abominable to Joab. So he didn't even obey all the king's word. And he just counted the men prepared for war. He didn't even count Benjamin. He didn't even count Levi. He said, I'm not even counting them. I'm gonna teach him, right? I'm not going to obey this command. He numbered the men for war, right? So he got 1,000, 100,000. That's 1,000,001. And then he had another 460 or 470,000 from Judah. So he had like 1,000,005 of the army. He didn't even number all the people, and he didn't even number the army of Levi and Benjamin. He said, I'm not even. But it was still sin, because that's what David commanded him to do. And then verse 7, and Yah was displeased with this thing. Therefore, he smote Israel. Verse 8, and David said unto Yah, I have sinned greatly because I have done this thing. But now I beseech thee, do away with the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. Yes, he realized after his heart smote him, and he realized after he did something stupid. Yeah, that happened to us, isn't it? You know, you do something stupid. At the time you're doing it, you don't care. But then after, you be like, oh man, I just messed up. That's what David did. But the problem is that you and me are nobodies. David was the king. Therefore, punishment will come. Verse 9. Let's go from verse 9 down to verse 13. And Yahweh spake unto Gad, David's seer, saying, go and tell David, saying, thus saith Yahweh, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David and said unto him, thus saith Yahweh, choose thee either 3 years famine, or 3 months to be destroyed before thy foes, while that the sword of thy enemies overtaketh thee, or else 3 days the sword of Yahweh, even the pestilence in the land, and the angel of Yahweh destroying throughout all the coast of Israel. Now therefore advise thyself, what word shall I bring again to him that sent me? And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let me fall now into the hand of Yahweh, for very great are his mercies. Let me not fall into the hand of man. So he chose number 3. He didn't want to be in the hand of man. He didn't want to be chased by his enemy. He didn't want to be chased by his foes. Okay. He didn't want, he said, let me, he went to famine. He said, let me not fall, let me fall in the hand of the Most High. So you have verse 14. So Yahweh sent pestilence upon Israel, and there fell of Israel 70,000 men. And Yah sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, Yahweh beheld, and he repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed, it is enough. Stay now thy hand. Okay. And the angel of Yahweh stood by the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. This was on Mount Moriah. Verse 16. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of Yahweh stand between the earth and heaven. He was levitating. You see, the angel wasn't just standing on the ground. He said, notice what it said. He said, David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of Yahweh stand between the earth and the heaven. He was levitating. Okay. And having a sword, drawn sword in his hand, and stretched over Jerusalem. And David and the elders of Israel, who were clothed in sackcloth, fell upon their faces. And David said unto Yah, is it not I that commanded the people to be numbered? Even I it is that have sinned and done evil indeed. But as for these sheep, what have they done? Oh, let thine hand, I pray thee, O Yahweh, my Most High, be on me and on my father's house, but not on thy people, that they should be plagued. Verse 18. Then the angel of Yahweh commanded Gad to say to David that David should go up and set an altar unto Yahweh in the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. So he said, go to the specific place where the angels they're levitating, and I want you to make an altar there unto the Most High to offer sacrifice for the sins of the people. And we just read that Solomon put the temple there And that place is in Moriah. And then we just read that Abraham was told to offer Isaac there in Mount Moriah. See? So that spot is special. And I don't think it's a great guess for us to say it was on that spot that Messiah was offered for sin of Israel. Do you see that? Do y'all see that? So when Messiah was brought outside of Jerusalem and they set a spot there for him to be offered, they didn't know what they was doing, but y'all knew what they was doing, and they offered him there on that spot in Mount Moriah, because Mount Moriah is where Jerusalem is. It's where the Jebusites were. That's where the dog Caleb said, we're going to take Jebus. Same spot. Same spot. Okay. Now, Father Yah, being Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, Father Yah, having nothing being able to hold him in terms of time and space, being in the beginning and in the end all at the same time, Father Yah, knowing, and literally knowing all things, and had told Abraham, go offer your son at this spot. He told David, go offer a sacrifice at this spot. He told Solomon, build my temple at this spot. He sent his son who paid the penalty for the sins of Israel at that spot. What was about that spot? What was it? Now, listen here. I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, a geographical scientist or genius. I don't know where the spot is. I don't. Some people say it's in the continent of Africa. I ain't gonna argue with you. I don't know if it's in the so-called Middle East. I don't know where it is. But I will tell you something. Yah knows it. It's a special place for him. It's a special place for him. Special. He knows it. Oh, yes. It's definitely the Garden of Eden. It's definitely the Garden of Eden for sure. Okay? But I ain't going to guess and tell you where exactly it is. I ain't going to argue with nobody about that. I know one thing, though. We're going to all find out together, aren't we? We're going to all find out together, aren't we? Yes? Yes, when we come down from that sea of glass with Messiah, we're going to find out exactly where it is, brethren. We're going to know exactly where it is, right? Exactly. But notice, let's go back to Genesis. Genesis, it's a special spot, is it not? Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 7. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And let's see. I'm going to go from 7 to 17. Okay. Genesis chapter 2, 7 to 17. And your Most High Yahweh, or Yahweh Most High, formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. And Yahweh Most High planted a garden eastward in Eden. And there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made Yahweh the Most High to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden. And from thence it was parted and became 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison. That is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that cometh the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is it which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth is Euphrates. And Yahweh Most High took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahweh Most High commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And Yahweh Most High said, well, we can stop there. So he put a garden. He put the tree of life in the garden. And he put the tree of the knowledge of good and evil there. He had the rivers flowing from the garden. And it told you where it flowed. Ethiopia is named here. Assyria is named here. Obviously, Babylon, where the Euphrates is named here. You know, Havilah, all of these places, I don't know where they are. I mean, Ethiopia, we heard of it, but who knows where it really is? I don't know. But I do tell you what, Garden of Eden was where that spot is. Tree of life is where that spot is. Let's go down after the tragedy of sin entered now, right? Let's go to Genesis chapter 3 after the tragedy of sin. All right, after sin, starting at verse 20. Genesis chapter 3, starting at verse 20 down to verse 24. Let's read very carefully. Genesis chapter 3 from verse 20 to verse 24. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. And unto Adam also and to his wife did Yahweh Most High make coats of skins and clothed them. He did what? He clothed them with what? Did he sew sheep wool, lamb's wool? Did he make silk? What did he make Adam and Eve to wear? Obviously, they weren't going to continue to be naked. So what did he make for them to wear? He says he made coats for them of skins. Skins, brethren. Skins. Yes. The skins of something that had, what has skin? An animal, right? An animal has skin. So he made coats for them of animal skin, which tells you something. He sacrificed an animal for them and covered them with the sacrifice of the animal that was sacrificed for them to cover them from their nakedness. Let me break it down. You may not get it. It's okay. The righteousness of Father Yah is given to us to cover us from what? Our spiritual nakedness. Remember what he said? Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that keeps his garments, lest he be found naked. He covered Adam and Eve with a sacrifice, with skins of a sacrifice to cover their nakedness. Okay, we're not finished. We said in the verse 24, right? Okay, wait. Verse 21, unto Adam also and to his wife did Yahweh Most High make coats of skins and clothing. Remember, Moses is writing this. Yep. Keep that in mind. Genesis is Moses is writing this. This is the book of Moses. Moses is writing this. So he's writing it knowing Father Yah's name, seeing what happened, right? He's writing this. Okay. And Yahweh Most High said, behold, the man is become as one of us. The man has become as one of us. Who's us? The man has become as one of us to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore, Yahweh Most High sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man and placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword, which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So he had to drive him out the garden because man that was the plan. Satan wanted man to sin and then eat of the tree of life. Okay? He wanted him to sin and then eat of the tree of life and live forever in sin. But Yah, knowing all things, said no, he's not going to be able to put forth his out. Drive him out the garden and send flaming swords to protect the way of the tree of life. Obviously, the tree of life was taken from the earth. It doesn't record when, but obviously it was. The earth was not containing the tree of life at the time the flood came. So sometime between there and the flood, the tree of life was taken. And Yah's eye is always on a specific spot. So what does Messiah's death do for us? It gives us what? Life. Except the corn or grain fall to the ground and die, it has no life in it. But if it die in the ground, it brings forth much fruit. That's what Messiah said. That's what he said. And so you have a spot that Father's eye is always on. You have a spot that he got set up for his people always. He said, my eye every year is on that land. You're going to read it right here in Deuteronomy. My eye is on that land every year. And he told Abraham, go to this spot, offer your son as a sacrifice for sin. Then Abraham told his son, y'all's going to have his. Abraham knew that there was something behind this, obviously. And he said, y'all going to have his own sacrifice for sin, son. Then David was told, on that spot, I want you to build this temple. I need you to offer a sacrifice for your sins of the people, against the people and against me. And then Solomon built the temple on that spot. Messiah paid the penalty for the sins of Israel on that spot. Same spot. Same spot. See, it was no coincidence that Canaan's land was chosen for Yah's chosen one. It was no coincidence that he said, cursed be Canaan, because Canaan was going to be on that land. And Asatan was going to make sure that he corrupted it as much as possible so that it vomited him out and vomited the people out. Then later vomited us out. But praise the Most High for his mercy. As David said, his mercy is great. His mercy is great. And that's why they sang in the Psalms. You know the song? His mercy endures forever. Praise Yahweh. Praise his name. Hallelujah. For his mercy endures forever. Yes. Praise the Most High. He chose Abraham, his servant, and Abraham's seed forever. Right? He chose Abraham, his servant, and Abraham's seed forever. He never changes, Father Yah. Never changes. Chose him forever. And then when our fathers messed up, he said, I'm going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, the children of Abraham, my friend. I'm going to make a new covenant. See? And you know what? Like I said, I met this Caucasian man the other day, and he had the nerve to tell me he read the Bible and talk about the new covenant wasn't just for Israel. I said, wait, what does it say? What does it say? He said, well, they got that from Jeremiah. That's right. They did. It's in Hebrews and Jeremiah. What does it say? The house of Israel and the house of Judah. You see, brethren, when you read the scripture, right? You can't just decide you're going to make it fit the way you want it to fit. It is what it is, brethren. You understand? It is what it is. You can't decide, I'm going to make this. He said, well, I think Ephraim is America. I mean, what? Bruh, y'all come from Japhet. Ain't no Japhet in Ephraim. Ain't heard from him since. He was taking my number, taking my email just before that. But after that, the brother ain't heard from him since. I said, no, Japhet. Y'all came from Europe over here. And he couldn't deny it. Y'all came from Europe. That's Japhet. Ain't no Ephraim in Japhet. That's impossible. Ain't heard from that man since. Say, brothers, that's what I'm saying. Is what it is, man. Is what it is. You can't just decide you're going to make it how you want it to be. No, is what it is. Okay? So the Most High chose that place. He chose this people. He chose us. And brethren and sisters, it's going to come to pass as he said. Okay? It's going to come to pass as he said. Maybe you're right, you're wrong. I hope so, for his sake. Hey, listen, the Most High will have all men be saved. Bible say that. Even though he know only a remnant is coming. Okay? And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yah and have the testimony of Messiah Yahushua. The testimony of Messiah is the spirit of prophecy. They have that spirit from the Father Yah. Keep the commandments of Yah. This is the patience of the saints. This is what's left. They keep the commandments of Yah, and they have the faith of Messiah. Yes, which is Father's perfect, spotless righteousness. Praise the Most High Yah. So now, let's go now to Deuteronomy, the other book that the Most High used Moses to write to us. Deuteronomy, chapter 11. You see how simple, though. This is the thing. Ain't it simple? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not complicated, man. People the devil, one of Asatan's favorite tools is to create confusion. To create confusion makes things complicated. But Most High's word is not complicated. It's straight. But what the problem is people don't want to receive it. That's the problem. People don't want to receive the word of truth because it just goes against what they want. You know, I was reading Jeremiah today, and Jeremiah was brought up as the prophet that was telling Judah, you're going to be taken to Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar's coming to destroy the temple. He's going to destroy this place. He's going to take y'all that ain't going to die is being taken captive. So they were fighting Jeremiah, right? And then when it all came to pass, as the Most High told Jeremiah to tell them, they came to Jeremiah, the people that were left. See, Nebuzaradan, the captain of Nebuchadnezzar's guard, the captain of his army, said, I'm going to leave some of y'all here. Stay here. I'm going to let you stay in the land. It was the poorest of the people. He left there. So the people came to Jeremiah, now understanding that, yep, you was right. And they said, would you inquire of Father Yah for us? Because whatever he tells you, we're going to do. Whatever he tells you, you come back and you tell us, and we're going to do exactly as he tells you. Jeremiah said, okay, I'm going to pray for you. And Jeremiah prayed, okay? And Father Yah said to him, to Jeremiah, he said, tell him this. You make sure you tell him to stay in this land. Do not go to Egypt, because they were already preconceived ideas to go to Egypt. See? And so they asked Jeremiah to pray for them, having already made a decision, but just wanted Jeremiah to verify the decision that they already made. They weren't trying to really hear what the command was. They had already a preconceived idea of what they wanted, and they wanted to go to Egypt. See? That's what I'm saying. You all are trying to act like the Israelites not black. You know how many times they run to Africa? Come on, man. So anyway, Jeremiah came back. And he said, listen, this is what the Father said. Stay here in Judah. I'm going to bless you. Don't worry about Nebuchadnezzar. He's already done his business that I wanted him to do here. I'm going to bless you. I'm going to build you up here. Stay here. Stay in the land of Judah. I'm going to bless you here. And they came back, and the women started talking first. And they said, nah, that ain't from the Most High. No, we're supposed to go to Egypt. And he said, we're supposed to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven. That word you got is not from him. And Jeremiah said, see, you asked me to go seek the Most High, but you were dissembling. In other words, you already had an agenda. He said, you go down to Egypt, you're going to get destroyed there. And that's what happened. Okay. But my point is they had an agenda. That's like all the Abrahamic religions. They already got an agenda. They're not listening for what this word is telling them. Just the parts they want to pick and choose. Hey, it's a whole loaf of bread. Either you eat the loaf or you don't. See, you can make up whatever you want to from the book. That's why when people say, well, I'm Jewish. Okay, be Jewish then. That's your business. Read your Talmud. That's your business. See, for me, in my house, we got to listen to this book right here, because what I want is not going to change what this book says. See? And you got the governor of Florida talking about, we don't want woke ideology in our schools. We don't want it to be taught that we came and killed the Indians. You know what? They can do whatever they want to do. They can teach whatever they want to teach. It's not going to change what's written in the book of life. It's not going to change the records that is given by the angels in the third heaven. It's not going to change it. See? So for us, we read in this book because it's straight truth. Whether we like it or we don't like it, truth is the truth anyhow. See? Truth is the truth anyhow. Whether we like it or whether we don't like it. Just right. They could take Paul's writing, pervert them. They could do whatever they want. That's what I'm saying. Let them do whatever they want, brethren. It's not changing the truth. Okay? It's not changing what the truth is. See, that's why we just received this word. And the good news for us is that, yes, we're the true Hebrews. We're the Hebrews of the Bible. We're the chosen seed. Yes, that's good news. And also the good news, the bad news is, yes, we killed Messiah. Judas was a black man. Judas was a black man. And we still got Judases running around here. Brethren, that's the truth about it. Okay? You gotta take the bad with the good. It's all there. Yes, he did send his Hebrew Israelites to go give this message to the Gentiles. Yes, he did. Ain't no lie. But that don't change who the chosen ones are. That don't change who the chosen people are. No, it doesn't. See? So I'm saying you got to take the whole thing. Truth can be bitter and it can be sweet. Okay. Yeah, Judas is the house. Judas was the house Negro. He tried to play both sides of the fence. Judas, the house Negro. Got a lot of house Negroes still here. You always gonna have them, yo. Okay, you always gonna have them, and they're gonna get what they got coming. But don't act like it don't exist. Don't act like it, it is. It is what it is. Is what it is. Okay. We receive the truth. Why? Because it's the truth, and we're saying we're worshiping Father Yah. Father Yah is the most high of truth. Okay, so either if you're going to be with him, if you're going to join with the Father Yahweh, that means you must join with the truth. No matter if you feel good about it or you don't feel good about it, whether it makes you look good or makes you look bad, and it's going to do both, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. See, when Yochanan, the Revelator, when he ate the truth, it was sweet in his mouth and bitter in his belly. So he had sweetness and bitterness. Brethren, we take the truth because it is the truth. We take righteousness because it is what it is. Okay? That's who Father's looking for. Them that want to worship him in spirit and in truth. Is what it is. And brethren, let me tell you, you know and I know, only a remnant of people are going to do that. Only a remnant of people are going to receive the truth. Only a remnant. It's not going to be the majority. By any stretch of the imagination, it's going to be anything like a majority. It's not. It's going to be a remnant. Okay? This world is going to go by the wayside. It is. Everything in it. This whole system of Babylon is going to be made to be overrun, destroyed, leveled, with nothing left that ever showed you there was a Babylon. It's going to come like that. Okay? It's going to come like that. So praise the Most High. If you are receiving the word, receiving the written word, read it. Start in Genesis, go through the Revelation, receive, eat the whole thing. There's some stuff in there that don't taste good. I ain't gonna front. What you think? You like reading Judges where they rape a woman and cut her body in pieces? That's no fun. Or you reading about man that went and delivered Israel, then killed his own daughter? It's some bitter stuff in there. But it's truth. Okay, it's truth, period. Truth is what it is, man. Okay, there's triumph and there's tragedy. It's all in there. But it's the truth. Okay, it's the truth. Praise the Most High, Yah. It's the truth. And as Hebrews, we should understand that because we've been through bitterness. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We know what bitterness tastes like. That ain't no surprise to us. And we've been through truth. Like I said yesterday, brothers talking about, Caucasian men tomorrow, we can't trust FBI. We've been known that. You finally realized that? We having trouble feeding our families. Oh, welcome to our world. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to our world. So I mean, we know what that's like. Hey, but this truth is sweet to us. Why? Because you know what? All of the suffering we've been through, all of the things we've been watching for the last 2 millennia, we understand now. We understand why. And not only do we now understand, we see the future because prophecy is giving it to us. Man, praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. So we got other stuff to go through. There's going to be our time for the 40, right? There's going to be our time for the 40. That's coming. But the Most High has promised us in his word, he's going to bring us through. And yes, he's going to bring us through for his own glory, Deuteronomy chapter 11, beginning at verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 11, beginning at verse 1. I'm going to read from verse 1. I'm going to read from verse 1 down to verse 5. Deuteronomy chapter 11, from verse 1 to verse 5. Therefore, thou shalt love Yahweh, thy Most High, and keep his charge and his statutes and his judgments and his commandments always. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children, which have not known, which have not seen the chastisement of Yahweh your Most High, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm, and his miracles, and his acts which he did in the midst of Egypt, unto Pharaoh the king of Egypt, and to all his land, and what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses, and to their chariots, and how he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how Yahweh hath destroyed them unto this day, and what he did unto you in the wilderness until you came to this place here. Brethren, right? What do we have? that nobody could take away from us. First of all, we have our own witness, our own experience, our own witness. That's the key thing here. You don't have to prove to nobody why you believe what you believe. Brethren and sisters, we are in this truth and in this word because the Spirit of the Most High tapped us. Period. He called us. No man coming to the Messiah unless Father calls. So we answered a call that the Father made. You don't got to explain that. You ain't got to make somebody understand that. Either you got it or you don't. You understand? This ain't for everybody. This is for the servants of Yah. Isn't that what the word teaches us? It's not for everybody. See? Everybody under this, people under this illusion that the whole truth is for everybody. No, it's not for everybody. It's for the servants of Yah. Don't cast pearls before swine. Why he say that? Because they're precious, those pearls. Why you going to waste them for people that don't want them? That misuse them. No. The Most High called us. That's why we here. He ain't called me and he ain't called you by accident. There's no such thing as coincidence with the eternal Father Yah. There's no such thing as coincidence. But he called me and you before the earth was created. He called us before the earth was made. He already knew us. He called us to be alive in these last years of the history of Babylon. He called us now. Okay? It's eternal. Again, I'm just praising him because he is above time and space. He is above time and space. Time and space do not hold him. We praise his name. So that's why I'm saying he already knew we was going to be here. He knew who we was. He knew what he had ordained us to be, where we were going to be. The universe, all of the stars, everything is moving in its appointed time for us to be where we're supposed to be now. This is it. Okay, we are having trouble. People have trouble accepting that. They do. People have trouble accepting that because you know why? Because again, it comes back to man as God. Man likes to think he controls his destiny. Isn't that true? Man likes to think he controls his destiny. No, you don't. No, you don't. All you could do is choose to answer the call or not. That's it. Are you answering or are you not? Are you in or not? That's all. That's all. You in or not? Okay, because that's what it comes down to. Father Yah controls the destiny of the whole planet. He knows what's going to happen. He knows who his chosen ones are. He knows who's going to give him the glory and the honor and the praise due to his holy name. He knows. He knows. We praise him. Okay, and we have that. Nobody could take that from us, brethren. That's what I'm saying. Don't debate with nobody. For what? For what? Who gonna win the debate? Asatan is. Because it creates confusion. No. The word. That's why I tell y'all, listen to what I say. What am I telling you? Read the word. Read the word. Pray to your Father. Pray to your heavenly Father, the creator of heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, the one called Yah. Pray to him and let him show you his word. Read the whole thing. Let him show you. He will teach you. He will teach you. Okay? He will teach you. He has raised me up to teach his word, and what I'm teaching you, go read the word. What am I telling you? Go read the word. Talk to your Father. Because all praise and honor and glory be to him. And talk to him. Let him teach you. Let him show you his word. He will not leave you nor forsake you. And so Messiah called me to introduce me to my Father. And I'm telling you, let the Messiah introduce you to your Father. He will bless you. I don't got no power to give you no eternal life. I don't got no money to give you. I ain't giving you nothing. But the word of the Most High, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I can't give you no eternal Holy Ghost power. Father can give that though. Okay. I can't make you be written in the book of life. Father can. Messiah can. Okay. Praise his name. Praise him. So that is what you have. You have chosen to follow Yah. You have chosen to follow his word. No, don't let nobody take that from you. Don't let nobody take that from you. Okay? Don't let nobody take that. Don't debate it away. Don't argue it with somebody. That's yours. That conviction is yours. It's yours forever. Okay? That faith of the righteousness is yours. Don't let nobody take it from you. It's yours. Okay? They could take money. They could take your house. They could take all that other stuff. Don't let them take that. Praise the Most High. Isn't that what Messiah said? He said, watch your garments, keep your garments, that no man take your crown. Don't let nobody take it. Praise the Most High. That's what he means. Your faith that you have, your conviction, your own experience, your choice, nobody could take that from you. You could give it up now. You could. But you got to choose to do that too. Okay? As long as you hold on to it, nobody could take it from you. They're saying this is greater than a dream. You see, when you have dreams, they tell you hang on to your dreams. And hang on to your dreams, your hopes, your desires. But you know what? That's good. But there's more than that. There's an eternal power. Father Yah's righteousness. There's an eternal conviction that you receive that's yours. Nobody could take that from you. You can give it up if you want. But don't let nobody take it. Okay? Don't let nobody take it. That's yours. Don't argue with it. Don't let somebody say, "Well, I'm a Muslim. You should become a." No, I'm good. I'm good. Why? Because I'm convicted from this word. I'm good. Okay? You want to do Muslim? Do Muslim. Do Quran. Do Talmud. Go do that. You want to just New Testament? White Jesus? Go do that. That's you. That's what I said. Go ahead. That's you. That ain't me though. This is me right here. And I don't need to go nowhere else. I'm good. See what I'm saying? Because I'm not letting you take the conviction I got from the Father. I'm not letting you have it. It's mine. Praise the Most High. I'm not letting none of y'all have it. Hopefully you go get your own though. That's what I say. Go get your own experience with the Father. Isn't that what the virgin thing is about? You see the virgins. The 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 foolish. The 5 wise kept their oil, right? The foolish ones, they had oil. And they said, give us of your oil. He said, no, I can't give you no oil, man. You better go to the store and get your own. I got enough for us. We got enough for us, but you got to go get your own. There you go. There you go. Go get from them themselves. Go. I can't help you. So I'm pointing y'all to where you could get your oil. Right? I'm pointing you to where you can get your oil. I tell you where I got mine, go get it. It's yours. And don't let nobody take it. Don't let nobody take it. As long as you do that, they can't do nothing with you. They'll get very angry at you, though. They're going to get real angry at you because you're not in nobody's church. You're not in nobody's man-made Abrahamic religion. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be stubborn to them. They're going to be like, man, what is it? What is this Bible? What you make you think? And listen, I'm convicted. What does science say about? What is the science behind? I don't care about the science. I'm convicted. Did you see we just read that angel with the sword in his hand was levitating? What does the science say about that? Did you read? We just read it, right? First Chronicles chapter 22. He said the angel, he said he was between the heaven and the earth. He was levitating. What does the science say about that? What does the science say? I'm gonna ask you, what's the science gonna say when them boulders come down on your heads from that hail? What's the science? What's global warming? You're gonna have a problem. What's the science when we standing on a sea of glass in the middle of the air? What's the science behind that? I know they're gonna laugh, right? It's all good. Laugh. They laughed at Noah too. Go ahead, laugh. Laugh, brethren. Let them laugh. Enjoy it. I'm convicted. I'm not worried about y'all. You see what I'm saying? I'm convicted. I don't worry about y'all. I got the word right here. I'm good. That's right. I'm good. Y'all go ahead. Praise the Most High, man. Praise the Most High. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 11, man. There's some sweet stuff in it. Deuteronomy chapter 11 from verse 6 down to verse 12. Deuteronomy chapter 11 from verse 6 through 12. Notice what it says. And what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up. and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession, in the midst of all Israel. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of Yahweh, which he did. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong and go in and possess the land, whether ye go to possess it, that ye may prolong your days in the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers, to give unto them to their seed, a land that floweth with milk and honey. For the land whither thou goest in to possess it is not as the land of Egypt, from whence ye came out, where thou sowest thy seed, and waterest it with thy foot, as the garden of herbs. But the land whither ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinketh water of the rain of heaven, a land which Yahweh thy Most High careth for. The eyes of Yahweh thy Most High are always upon it, always upon it, from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. See that? Now this is before they got in there. He's telling them, Yah's eyes are always on that land. You're going to a place that his eye is always on, and he's bringing you there. Man. He said to Abraham, go to Moriah, offer your only son for sin on the mountain of Tyre. He told David, go to Ornan the Jebusite, where the angel you see there with the sword in his hand. Offer an offering there. Buy that spot and offer there an altar. He told Solomon, where David, your father, on Mount Moriah bought this spot, build your temple. Messiah died on that spot. And on that spot, he said, behold, the man has become one of us to know good and evil. Behold, the man has become one of us. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take and eat of the tree of life and live forever. Therefore, he sent cherubim with a flaming sword to guard the way of the tree of life. And he covered Adam and Eve with skins and drove them out of the garden. Brethren, it's almost time. This information that I'm sharing with you did not come from me. It came from the Father Yah and from his word. It's almost time. The reason we're getting this information now is because it's almost time. Y'all, this is no accident, man. This is all pre-prepared from the Father himself. And so, yeah, it's almost time. That's why they're talking about, stopping wokeness. Yeah, you can't stop what the Father has started. The genie's out the bag. The awakening of the Hebrews has begun. There is no television station. There is no governor. There is no government that can stop the awakening that's already started. Okay? Because it's of the Father. It's prophesied from his word. It's going to happen. And it's underway. It's already happening. Okay? And we're blessed to be part of it. We're blessed to be awakened from him, man. There's this, woo, man. Isn't that powerful? It's powerful. It's powerful. That's right. So it's the land from the beginning of the year, even unto the end of the year. His eye is always on it. This is before they even got there. His eye was always on that land and is still on that land. I don't know if it's Ethiopia. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's over there where them Ashkenazis done set up shop. I don't know. But I know it exists. I know his eye is still on it. I know we're going to inhabit it. And I know it's happening soon. That we know. Praise the Most High. We'll be back in about an hour. If I see you again, praise the Most High. If I don't see you till we're on the sea of glass, praise the Most High. If I see you again, praise the Most High. But I tell you what, the Most High bless you and keep you. He cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and give you his peace. Shalom.